Howdy folks, it's Mr. E coming to you recorded from Sayulita, Mexico, and I believe today is the 27th of July 2023. It is the BS report number 170. We're going to do things a little bit differently today. I'm going to speed up some sections so that we can shorten the timeline, maybe get a more condensed message to you. Very important message. Moon phase right now is number 4, and it's didn't I see it coming, or oh, I didn't see it coming. A lot of times, not even a lot of times, every single moon cycle, because we are, especially conscious beings, when we get into alignment with our intentions on the new moon, when everything's in a perfect alignment, then when the moon goes around and just before it snaps into the full moon alignment, it'll disturb something. It'll throw a wrench, a monkey wrench in our gear system. And so if we know it's coming, then that's good. So that's why we call this phase be aware. Be aware, be aware. Be light, light is light. Lightness spreads light. And the reason we want to be light is because we are being asked in this moon phase to give up our illusions of control, our illusions of control. So day number 10, our affirmation is, I'm willing to relinquish my illusions of my illusions of control of, fill in the blank. I did that exercise this morning. You know, it's like if we're really honest, you know, we all trying to control things and we don't have any control at all. So it's not like we're letting go of control. We're letting go of the illusion of control. And once we recognize that, it's a lot easier. So, you know, I got my decks today. I got the 514 Tarot. I've got the Wisdom Oracle of the Black Sheep. I've got our clarifying deck for the 514 Tarot. And of course, you've already been through the moon phases. And anyway, I'm glad you're with me. And I'm going to fast forward and then come back. I'm not going to stop the tape. I'm just going to save you a little bit of time. All right. Okay. So here we go. What an interesting experience for me to be seeing all the cards before reflecting back to you. So I'm going to put the cards down here and we'll take a look at them this way. It might be easier. We got a lot going on. So Venus and Mercury are, Venus is retrograde, Mercury is retrograde, Mercury's changing signs. There's all this other stuff going on, and I'm not an astrologer and don't pretend to be. However, I know enough because I study a lot, and I know that in these times of Venus retrograde especially, that certain themes come back, certain things that were upset, swept under the rug, back in the not yet obvious nowhere, kind of come back up for review, either in your mind or they may show up as a reflection. So that seems to be the theme. I'm reading energy. This is the energy we're all in, and this is the message I have for you. So behind everything, what we cannot see, what is bubbling up on the bottom of all 3 decks, we have the 6 and we have the 3 of New Earth. So the 6 is on top, and that's all about compassionate enterprise. It's about balance and things coming together in every arena of your life, including the 5th suit that we have, the New Earth suit, which means that your heart is open to compassion and you become an economy unto oneself because of your vibration. So the whole underground, what is happening, what is occurring is the recognition of compassion as an economy unto itself. And as each one of us has a heart and each one of us can learn to forgive and let go, then we can step into compassionate economic systems and enterprises which uplift us all. So that's happening to, and that's what's happening really in our larger world. It may be hard to see, but there's a lot of folks like me who are coming to this realization that really the only economy there could ever be is one of love and equal giving and receiving for everyone. So what's interesting is the clarification, the triangle, which says the most magical number is a 3, and it's about learning to balance jealousy, secrecy. It's learning that when you've got 2 people together in a really beautiful situation, that the transparency is what brings the 3rd energy that comes in. So if we understand, I was having this realization in meditation this morning, that if we have 2 people in a beautiful dynamic and one of them purely by accident just meets somebody that really lights them up and they start spending time with them, it can happen, mom and dad husband and wife become mom and dad, and a third comes in, and all of a sudden you've got a different, and one parent could be jealous, perhaps the father could be very, very jealous, and if they don't really deal with that underlying emotion, it'll destroy the whole relationship. So the triangle underneath this idea of, or this card of compassionate enterprise, is seeing how the most magical number is a 3 when we play our cards right with compassion, and we see that we can only attract that which we are meant to attract. And if we're transparent about what we're meant to attract without any sense of shame or guilt or doubt or anything like that, then all of a sudden that flips that triangle into a holographic number. So this is Tesla's 369. This is the equation for 369 right here. 3, you're challenged. 6, but you open up and you're transparent, and all of a sudden the compassionate enterprise comes out. And then of course 3 plus 6 equals 9, and 9 of New Earths is the independence card, where we learn that everything is a function of our vibration, and we can become fiercely independent when we raise our vibration to a certain level, and it really doesn't matter about anything else. It's how are we vibrating. And look, we just talked about how moon phase, I'm willing to relinquish my illusion of control. That's day number 10 we're on. So, and here comes the underlying, what we can't really see. We're all going into this as a human race. Be 100% responsible, give up 100% control. Anything is possible. Be a spark. In other words, we can't be 100% responsible for our life until we give up 100% control, and we don't even have it anyway. So it's all an illusion. So it's giving up the illusion is what we're all being pressed right now. We're all seeing it in the world events. We have to give up our illusion of control and find a different way to relate to ourselves and those people. And this Venus and Mercury retrograde situation that we're in is having all this stuff come up for review. The central focus of our read today is it's happening fast. And remember, last read, maybe the read before, we talked about when the world speeds up, and I got to do it right now, the wise slow down. When the world speeds up, the wise slow down. So a lot of times the 8 of Wands is about information or attraction or things moving really fast in your world. So right now it might feel like you are being tempted by reaching out to an ex, or tempted by somebody new in your life, or tempted to hide something, or tempted to go after something that you wouldn't normally go after because of this Venus retrograde. But what this is saying is sit in the paradox. Sit in the paradox. Things are happening fast, but underneath is the 7 of coins, which is all about sitting still. And when you learn to sit still when things go fast, that's when you can jump off the wheel of karma. The 7 and the 8 are all about creating and getting off the wheel of karma. And the wisdom card that comes with that is note to self, no going backwards. So right now, don't go backward. Don't go backward. We might be tempted to go backward. But the message right now is no, don't go backwards. Sit still with all this crazy information, and a new door will open for us all. So the next card that comes out is the 2 of Cups. 2 of Cups is one of my favorite cards in the deck. It's the mirror card. It's the soulmate card. It's the seeing oneself in the other. You can see the smiles on their face. Both of their cups are full. And underneath, it's the Princess of Wands, our good friends, who are the apprentices to their sexuality, who are learning to own their experience 100%, that they are the manifestors and creators of life. And when we're really in concert with the 2 of Cups, we recognize that we're creating our entire experience about what we're giving to the mirror, and then what we're getting back from life is exactly what we put in. We can only get back what we've put in this lifetime. And, there's a larger equation than just the now moment. It has to do with lifetimes and thought structures and all kinds of things. And the wisdom card is the impossible problem. You might screenshot that and then blow it up. The impossible problem. The impossible problem. A perfect assignment to bring all hearts perfectly into one alignment, to resolve one larger compassionate system by connecting ones with a pureness of wisdom. The impossible problem is an extraordinary gift. When one aligns with a spark, everything shifts. The freedom to choose love in all circumstance is in one spark, the solution given in advance. There are no problems, nor is anything flawed. There never was, nor is now, opposite to God. One knows when sight is one and complete, for one sees a spark in all souls one meets. So this is saying, look, if you're unhappy, if you've got things that in your mirror that are making you unhappy, it's because you have met your impossible problem, and it's an opportunity right now for you to own it, for you to own that your happiness is your happiness, and the impossible problem is asking you to find the solution, which is right in front of you, which is simply to love yourself and everybody else in your mirror at a deeper level. So the next card that comes out is the fortune turn. So what this is saying is don't go backwards, okay? Don't go backwards to try to fix anything with your action. Step into your own meditation. Go into your inner wisdom and see all the images of all the people in your life. Find the ones that you might still be out of sorts with in your mind and love them. Beam them, blast them with love. And when you do that, your fortunes will turn for you. And underneath the Fool, it's like you take a leap of faith. It's like an inner leap of faith. An inner leap of faith to clean all your mirrors internally while you sit still and don't do anything with all the craziness that your mind is sort of saying about. And it will happen with these Mercury and Venus in retrograde. It will happen. Thank you for keeping agreements. We can only keep agreements with ourselves. Other people can keep agreements with us, but they may not. And, that's just sort of our cross to bear sometimes. So the way I read this is fortunes turn with an open heart when you recognize or even get into a participatory, receive equal exchange with people in keeping your agreements. And it's really important as we step forward in this new era of consciousness. It's who we find out real quick are going forward with us into the new earth. And those are the people that are keeping the agreements and making amends for their self in their life or with other people and moving forward. Always, always, always are there situations that are going to arise in our life. They're going to feel hot and great, and but they bring with them some drama. So a lot of times, not even a lot of times, it's like our big lessons come in the form of a situation that we've felt out of control in the fire. And I'm getting right now that this is a past thing. This is not something this is a forward thing. This is like saying, no, it's like, don't worry about the ways that you got involved in drama. Because if you think about it and you build it, and then the fire gets stronger. But the Four of Swords underneath the drama card is really about letting go of drama. It's about walking away. It's about it's a no going backwards card. It's about laying the thoughts down in your mind. The daggers stand for thoughts, the way we think, the way we communicate. It's like laying that whole thing down cools the fires. Don't worry about it. Let things be as they are. And when you let things be as they are, the Chariot card comes out, divine assistance. You're going to get a lot of help. The angels are sitting out there and your guides and everything. Everybody wants you to succeed. Everybody in your life, every other soul on this planet, we're all one mechanism. Everybody wants you to awaken. Everybody does. And so you're the one. It's your turn, our turn, every single person's turn to become fiercely independent. Like this undergroundness, that's what's happening, the 9 of New Earths, fierce independence. But in order to do, we've got to stop holding back and become the one. The Four of Coins is about being solid, perhaps, in our earthly affairs, but not being necessarily forthcoming with sharing of resources. And what this divine assistance is calling us out right now is the way to share your resources. The way is to be honest about yourself and be honest about your intentions and be honest about what you're about in life. Be honest about how you feel. Be honest about everything. And when you're honest and when you totally are willing to tell the truth, because this is when we're not willing to tell the truth, when we get stuck in these dramatic, hot burning flames. It's like, no, we have to lay those fires down and we have to be honest about what we have the propensity to get involved in. And then we can make an acceptance of that, and then perhaps it changes. We don't have any control even over our own lives, folks. It's a difficult thing. We all trying to hold back. That's what the next card is, and that's a pair. That card came up twice. There are 2 cards that pair, the Prince of Daggers up here, and then the Four of Coins. One's a holding back, very slow-moving card, and the other one is like a lickety-split, get committed card. Go after for what you want, or something's coming after you. But this right now is saying, look, don't hold back, be the one, and to get past the ruts of the mind and to really see everyone. This is the synchronicity card. To find the synchronicity is to sing, and that's what the Page of Coins, very slow-moving energy behind this card. This is all of a sudden, it's like when the world speeds up, the wise slow down, and you want to take a look at everybody, and then all of a sudden things start to synchronize. But the singing in our deck, and if you just excuse me for a moment, Om Hrim Anahata Guru Om, Om Hrim Anahata Guru Om is our song, is our chant, is our mantra, and it means to connect to the highest intelligence available in the universe by recognizing that the heart is our teacher and our guide, and that the guide and the teacher of life is our heart. And so Om Hrim Anahata Guru Om is what I do if I find myself going into a mental pattern that wants me to avoid the truth or avoid who I am, or having a hard time of accepting, or I don't know how to heal a certain aspect of something that somebody brought me. I just go to the chant because I want to get out of my mind and I want to get into the larger mind, the only mind that there really is, which is accessible through the heart. And so when our mind opens up to the heart, and our heart becomes the focus of how we listen, how we speak, how we feel, how we think, everything, all of our senses is centered in the heart. That's what the spark is. That's what the spark is. It's like, that's the impossible problem, is saying, no, there is no problem when you go to the spark. There is never any problem. It's like, if you have any problems with people in your past and you want to go backwards and fix it, there aren't even any problems to fix. So to go inside and really feel that. And then the outcome is a resurrection. So resurrection of what? Well, resurrection of something that you ended or was ended. Doesn't really matter. You, he, me, I am you. We are all the same. So something that ended, which was a messy situation, that's the Five of Cups. Something that ended is coming back. So that's the outcome. And so I think if we want that in terms of healing, then that's great. But we don't want that in terms of trying to resurrect what used to be, because we've got the card no going backwards. So no going backwards, but a resurrection. So we have an ultimate paradox, a 369 here. And so the resurrection of what? Well, this card here, the wisdom card for it, says the humble man can receive anything. Well, you know, I think even in terms of the humble man can receive anything, the humble person, it means my ideas are not what I'm interested in. What I'm interested in is the resurrection of the truth. Now, interestingly enough, today we had two cards that came out and flanked that. I did not draw wisdom cards for them because they were flanking on the sides, but these two cards came out on either side. The Prince of Daggers with the Sacred Sexuality card. That's the Ace of Coins, which is all about having a new relationship with your home, sexuality, body, friendships. And then the Three of Coins, which is about integrity. It's about going to a third person for assistance. It's about really reaching into the heavens and allowing God or the intelligence to be your life. And so the Prince of Daggers comes up there twice. So I would say this is a commitment to sitting still, not going backwards, and also somehow being in the expectancy that in this time of the moon, going to this full moon, there's going to be some upsets and some things that come into your field, or maybe you want to go out and to really listen deeply, really be committed to, I mean, I think sacred sexuality and integrity here is like being committed to, in this Venus retrograde, not following old patterns that have gotten you in trouble, and to sit still with them. And in that, you're going to see the resurrection of the coming back, the whatever was taken from you or you felt like you lost. It's not coming back in the same package. We don't even want it in the same package. But if we let go of our ideas about all of this stuff, and we really connect to our spark, and we get rid of our thoughts, some things that can really bless us will come into focus and appear like magic. It's going to happen fast. So sit still, tell the truth. There's a great turn of fortunes coming for all of us. There's a resurrection of something that we lost, and perhaps that was our innocence. Perhaps it was a feeling. Perhaps it was a vision. Perhaps it was a home. Perhaps it was a friendship. Perhaps it was a best friend, a lover, anything. Perhaps it was an idea, a passion, and we can let that come back by dropping our ideas and connecting with our inner nature. All right, folks, thank you so much. This has been a lot of fun. Please like, share, subscribe, and have the best weekend ever. Enjoy the full moon.